Well, greetings, freedom-loving Canadians. I hope you're having a great day today. Today's topic, with politicians and cars getting votes, is about splitting the vote. My goodness, you can't split the vote. This is a big topic, something that the People's Party is having to deal with. People are just so fed up with Justin Trudeau and the Liberals that they're willing to have the Conservatives come back into power just so that Justin won't come in. And they don't want any kind of splitting of the vote for the Conservative side of things. So let's talk about this. Well, first of all, we all want Trudeau gone. There's no doubt about it, and we're all on the same page there, so we all agree there. The thing that people have to understand is that it's the LibCon party. The Conservatives themselves, for the last 40 years here, working with the Liberals, basically have brought Canada to our tipping point. They've allowed all of these things to go on, the increased debt in our country, the loss of freedoms, political correctness stifling, extreme diverse immigration, not uniting the country. There's a whole list of things. And so what you're getting with the Conservatives is basically a Liberal platform in a different form. For instance, you might think that the Liberals are way worse than the Conservatives, but on a key issue, they're not. One is the amount of debt that has been created and heaped upon us. If you go back from Pierre Trudeau's time up until now, if you adjust for inflation, the Conservatives have actually spent, or borrowed, more than 40% than the Liberals, and created more debt for us. So do you really hear that or whatnot? Now listen to Andrew Scheer. He promised in the leadership race for the Conservatives that he would balance the budget in 2 years. And really, he had to go and say that because Maxime Bernier was saying that at the time. And then recently, a couple weeks ago I guess, he said, oh, we can't balance the budget in 2 years now because Trudeau just spent too much money, is such a wreckage that, oh, we can't do it maybe in 5 years now. Well, this is Andrew Scheer's first election promise broken. And take note of that, because this is how it's going to go. They'll promise you one thing and then they will do another. Not so with the People's Party of Canada. So if Andrew Scheer is going to do that on that topic, he'll do it on others. So all you have to do is take away 20% of the Conservative platform and you basically have a Liberal platform. Now, as far as splitting votes go, it's really Andrew Scheer. It's on him for splitting the Conservative vote. Maxime Bernier had 49% of the votes with the Conservative Party leadership race. He stayed on with the party for an entire year trying to work with them. Andrew Scheer completely shut him down, stifled him, and finally told him that, hey, we're not going to be using any of your platform, any of it. And even though Andrew Scheer was talking about a 2-year balanced budget, but he wouldn't accept Maxime Bernier's platform on that. Okay, so what is Maxime supposed to do? He could just sit there and sit on his hands and be totally muzzled. What kind of life is that? He could quit politics and just go back into the private sector, which he considered, or he could do what he has done, which is absolutely the most fantastic thing and the best thing that has happened in Canada in my lifetime, and that is to create the People's Party of Canada. So Andrew Scheer, it's on you. You're the one who split the vote. So you guys don't go around, with your campaigns and saying that you got to vote for the Conservatives because you don't want to go ahead and split the vote with the PPC. You split the vote. You could have actually, with Maxine, since he got 50% of the votes there, you could have said to him, okay, look, we want to unite the right here, so we're going to go and accept 25% of your platform. And then you could have brought everyone in one big happy family and move forward. But the reality of the fact is the policies and ideas of Maxime Bernier are completely, almost opposite of what Andrew Scheer's are. Andrew Scheer has gone so far left that, that he's basically splitting the vote on the Liberal side. He's splitting the Liberal vote. And do people talk about that? So still people have the concern that they don't want to have the Liberals get in. But really, the truth of the matter is, if you get the Conservatives in, they're still going to forward the same basic agendas of how they spend money, immigration, their allegiance to the UN, and implementing the UN agendas. And it's these UN agendas that are, creating crazy town in Canada. So there really is no choice with the Conservatives. It's just as simple as that. They are not conservative. With them adopting the UN Agenda 2030, which is kind of like a new 21st century global communism, we should call them the Communist Party of Canada. That's what they deserve. They don't deserve the word conservative. So what to do? What has happened here with the PPC is something that is so remarkable that it's actually gaining traction all across Canada like a brush fire. And you have all the riding associations in Canada have EDAs set up, and we're going to be running candidates in all of the different ridings. So we have a true choice now. And we saw what happened with the Brexit Party. Just in 4 months' time, they managed to win. We can do the same thing here in Canada. What has to happen is people have to educate themselves a little bit as to the corruption of the Conservative Party in Canada. How they're basically a con game, in my humble opinion. And they have their polling and focus groups, and they will go about speaking the language you want them to hear. Just like Andrew Scheer spoke the language of a 2-year balanced budget, but oh no, we can't do it now. And you watch and see, there is no real plan to balance the budget, because they're going to continue on with all the stuff that, spending billions of dollars on corporate welfare, spending billions of dollars on the UN and foreign aid, all of these things. So it's just a con job. Same thing with the pipeline corridor, thing. And even the thing with no carbon tax. It's the same spiel that Jason Kenney gave in Alberta when he ran for the premier there. He's went on talking about, hard-working Albertans should not have to pay a carbon tax, and we're for the hard-working Albertans. And immediately after that, on the other side of his mouth, he said, well, we're going to go after the heavy polluters and emitters of CO2. Okay, you're going to do that, are you? So is that extra money that they're going to have to pay out in order to satisfy your CO2 agenda not going to fall back on the hard-working Albertans you just talked about? So this is the kind of doublespeak and con job you guys have to look out for. And it's all over with the Conservative Party of Canada. It's what it's all about. So be very careful what they have to say. Just look at their past history and you'll know. So really what has to happen now is we just have to go all in on the People's Party of Canada. Go look at the platform at our website, peoplespartyofcanada.ca. It's being rolled out as we speak, and it's just an amazing platform. So much common sense that you won't even understand it. We're so used to all this upside down world of Ottawa. Common sense coming along, you have to, say, wow, what's that? But it's all there, and the opportunity is right before us. So please help us. We're really putting out here to try and save our nation, and we need your help. We need you to educate yourself and to come all in and participate with us, help finance our campaigns at our local EDA level. All right, well, thanks a lot, and vote PPC, please. Save our country.